Hi friends, in this session I am going to show the demo of how to use Hazelcast. So we all know Hazelcast is a distributed caching. Apart from caching, we can use it for synchronization, clustering and processing messages, or for messaging like PubSub messaging we can use. So now I am going to show the uh, default Hazelcast instance, how to create a Hazelcast member and how to connect to the Hazelcast client. So now I am going to create a new Spring Starter project. So I'm going to giving the name as Hazelcast server. It's a Spring Boot project. To use Hazelcast, we need to add a Hazelcast dependency. That is com.hazelcast is the group ID and artifact ID is Hazelcast. So I'm going to add those dependencies in my pom.xml. So group ID is com.hazelcast. Artifact ID is Hazelcast. So we are using Spring Hazelcast, so we need to add one more dependency for Hazelcast Spring. So the artifact ID is Hazelcast-Spring. So I'll save this. So when we add this dependency Hazelcast, com.hazelcast and artifact ID Hazelcast, it will be downloading Hazelcast server instance. So if you extract that jar and if you see, we are able to find one Hazelcast default XML or AML file through which it will be able to connect to the Hazelcast. Without we providing any external Hazelcast XML, it will be trying to connect using that default XML. If you are providing anything in the class path, it will take, otherwise it will use the default one. So now I am going to use the default XML. This is my Spring Boot main class. So now I am going to create one more class. I am naming it as hosted member. I am just implementing command line runner so that when the application starts up, I want the whatever is defined in the run method to be executed. We need to add @ component so that Spring will recognize and initialize this class. So it's giving error because we have not added the we have to implement the run method. So in this run method, I am going to get the Hazelcast instance that is created from the default Hazelcast XML. So we can get from Hazelcast.new Hazelcast instance. It will, if there is existing it will create a new instance for us, and the default port is 5071. So I'm just printing some names. What is the instance name and what is the group name. So group I will get from the config. So from the instance I will get the config, Hazelcast config. This is where we will provide all the configuration. If you want to dynamically provide the configuration, we can use this config. Get group config dot get name. With this group name, when you are connecting to the client, we need this group name. So I I'm just creating one sample IMAP. Test map hj.getMap. We have to give the name of the maps. Wherever we want, we can use with that name, and we can able to retrieve the data. So I'm giving the name as test map, test-map. I need to add the import statement. So I'm just adding some values. Name I'm giving test map, and I'm adding some more value like some type cache. So I'm going to save this and I'm going to start my Spring Boot application. Run as a Java application or a Spring Boot application. See, we are using only Hazelcast at a new Hazelcast instance. Still we are able to get the member with the default port 5701. And I was able to print the group name. Group name is dev and the instance name is hj_instance1 _ dev. And it has a lifecycle. So initially the lifecycle method is starting. After once it is up, it will give the started. So we can there is a lifecycle listener we can use, and we can do some processing. If you, when the application is started, Hazelcast is started, you want to do something, when the node is going down, the Hazelcast is getting shut down, if you want to take the cache data and store it in debug, that also we can do using lifecycle listener. So that I'll show in my next session. So now I'm going to now we are able to connect to our create one Hazelcast instance. If I want multiple instance, if I start this application one more time, I will be able to create the instance. So I'll just comment this piece because I don't want to save the same data again. I'll just print this time the data which is there in the map. So I'm going to start one more instance. Now we can see 2 instances are added. Initially we were having only one, which is pointing to 5701 port. The port is auto incremented. So now when I start one more instance, it started with 5702. See, here it was printing my map date name, name test map. Now I'll show how to create the client instance. I'll create one more instance. I'll make 3 members. This time I'll give some other data, age, (32), address, Chennai, something like another two more values I'm adding. And now I'm going to start one more instance. So now we'll be having 3 instances, 3 Hazelcast members. See, now automatically 3 members got added. Let me go and check the node which I have started recently. So I changed from test map to size to check the how many elements in our map. So now we have three members. First member I have added 2 cache items, and third member I have added 2 cache items, and second member I didn't add any cache items. So let me check the size. It should be 4. So now test map data size is 4. If I comment this and if I start one more node also, the size will be 4. I should be able to retrieve the data. So I'll start one more node. So now we will be having 4 instances of Hazelcast. Yeah, now 4 instances, and the map is having 4 elements. Example, I'll bring down the first node down. This is the first node. If you see, it was connecting when we added third instance, it added. Similarly second and first. So if I bring down this node, now we have 3 instances of Hazelcast. And if I start one more instance, or I'll create a client and I'll show you, it will be having a map with 4 elements. So now I'm going to create one client application to connect this Hazelcast. The Spring Starter project. Client. For client also we need to add the Hazelcast dependencies. So I'm copying from this pom.xml. For client it is Hazelcast-client. Now I'm going to create one more Java class. HZ client. This also I am implementing command line learner. So I'm adding that thread component, adding the import statement, and I'm adding the unimplemented method. So here I'm going to get my Hazelcast client instance. So for getting whether it is client or a member, the Hazelcast instance is same. So I'm going to use Hazelcast instance HZ. Here I have to use Hazelcast client instead of Hazelcast. get new Hazelcast client. So even in Hazelcast client dependency, we will be having default client XML. I am printing head name, get name, and group name will be the same. So now I am going to get my map which is created in my member. Get map. We have used test-map, so I am using the same. So it's IMAP. Of type object. So I need to add the import statements. So I'll print the map dot size as well as one of the element. Get name I'll print plus size. So now I'm going to start my client. So the name is test map and size is 4. So it's very easy, just we have to add the dependency and we should be able to get either a member or a client, Hazelcast client. What I'll do, I'll disconnect all the clients except one client. I'll disconnect one more client. Now I have disconnected client also. I will disconnect one more server. So I have only one server, Hazelcast server. So I am going to start one more client application. It got some exception. Failed to execute command line run. Let me run again. Connection refused. It's trying to connect the port 507234 and getting shut down. Our server is now with port. See, default it was trying for the port number 50712, 5072, 5073. So when it was having 5074, it was unable to connect. So I have started one more server. Again it started with 5071. So let me try to connect runs my client. Now my client is able to connect and able to get the data. Now I'll bring 5074 node down. This is my first node. So I'm going to bring this down. My client was still able to connect, and it changed from the port before it was connected to 2 member. Now it changed to 1 member, and it will be able to serve our request. So now I'll explain some basics of Hazelcast, how Hazelcast works. Okay, Hazelcast is we have seen it is very simple. But just by adding the dependency in our pom.xml, I was able to create my Hazelcast member or client instance. So it is very easy. And Hazelcast is peer-to-peer. Every time when you start one server application, it creates one member. All members are same. It is not like master or slave. All will be having some portion of data. They will be having equal processing. Like Hazelcast creates 271 partitions. If I start if only one instance, all the data will be stored in the first node, 271, from 0 to 271. But if I start one more instance, the data will be shared between both the nodes, and we will be having duplicate backup data also. Even if one node goes down, it will be able to get back the data. That's why even though I am bringing the nodes down, still I am able to get my map of size 4. So I can show in the picture like when you are starting initially with one member, Hazelcast member will be having from P1 to P271. When I add one more member, so the data will be halved. It will be first node will be having first instance, Hazelcast member will be having data from P1 to P35, and the other node will be having from 36 to 271. And similarly, the backup data is stored in node 1, member 1 with P36 to 271, and second one will be P1, P35. If I add 4 nodes, the same 272, the partition from P1 to 271 will be partitioned to 4 times, and will be always having the backup data. If one node goes down, this data will be maintained in the Hazelcast partition table. So the partition table will update every 15 seconds by using a property called Hazelcast partition table send interval. With this interval, it will always updating the data. Whenever the node goes up, added, or went down, the table will be updated. Based on that, we will be able to retrieve our data. So all the nodes are working like members. There is no something like a master and slave. It is Hazelcast is scalable. If I want to increase my processing, I can just start one more instance, so the data will be stayed across another node, and the speed will be increased. It will be having more memory to store the data. And we are not doing any extra coding to discover the nodes. Hazelcast automatically discovers those nodes and adds to the cluster. Hazelcast is very fast. It's an in-memory database, so it is very fast. We can get the reads and updates very fast. And we have seen Hazelcast always maintain the redundant data. So always we'll be having the backup of data. Even if one node goes down, we still able to retrieve the data from other nodes. So if I am having 4 instances, when I am bringing one node down, the partition table will be updated and the data will be moved to the other nodes. Already we will be having the backup. From backup, the data will be copied and updated. So we are able to still serve our request, and if all the nodes are going down, we will lose the data. Otherwise, if at least one node is up, we still able to retain our data. So these are the some basic advantages of Hazelcast. Thank you, friends. Thanks. In my next session, I am going to show how to use the listeners in Hazelcast. Like we have seen, right, when you are starting the node, we are able to see the lifecycle methods like starting, started. When you are shutting down, we are able to see it is shut down and all. So I'll show you how we can manipulate with the life cycle methods. Please subscribe to my channel.